What happened inside that silent hospital room that made the world stop? Why did the doctor, someone trained to stay composed under pressure, break down in tears in the arms of Jungkook's mother? What truth was too heavy even for HYBE to contain? Tonight, we unravel a moment that no one saw coming, a moment that has left millions of armies frozen in disbelief. If you're reading this, stay until the end, because every second will reveal something that could change everything you thought you knew about Jungkook's current condition. It started with silence, a silence that echoed louder than any scream. The corridors of the private medical facility in Seoul were unusually quiet, guarded by HYBE's elite security team. No one knew exactly why Jungkook had been rushed in. No cameras, no official statement, only whispers and unanswered questions. And then came that one chilling image, Jungkook's mother holding a doctor who couldn't stop crying. What could have possibly happened that would drive a professional, bound by composure, into tears? Sources close to the scene described the atmosphere as suffocating. The sound of muffled sobs mixed with the mechanical rhythm of hospital monitors. Jungkook's mother, known for her strength and calmness, could barely stand. When the doctor approached her, his face pale and voice trembling, what followed was an embrace that shook the hearts of everyone in the room. Even the staff outside could hear the faint sound of her whispering, "Please just save him." What was happening to Jungkook? Fans across the globe began to panic as news spread without any confirmation. HYBE's communication lines went silent, and their official channels posted nothing. The world began to speculate. Was it exhaustion? A hidden injury? Or something far more serious that had been kept from the public eye for too long? Meanwhile, Jin, who had just completed his overseas commitment, was reportedly the first BTS member to arrive at the hospital. Eyewitnesses described him as visibly shaken, rushing past security, his face pale, his hands trembling. He didn't speak to anyone. He simply went straight into the restricted wing, where Jungkook's mother was waiting. And when he saw her, he froze. The look on her face said everything words could not. Behind those walls, time seemed to stand still. The doctor, unable to contain the emotion, whispered something to Jin that made him step back, his eyes filling with tears. The silence that followed was unbearable. The man known for his strength, his humor, his calmness, broke down completely. Jin covered his face with both hands as the doctor kept apologizing repeatedly, his voice cracking. "We did everything we could." But what did that mean? Was Jungkook in critical condition? Was there something more that no one was ready to say aloud? Outside the hospital, armies began to gather, lighting candles, holding banners, and praying together. The entire world felt suspended between hope and fear. Social media exploded with hashtags like #StayStrongJungkook, #PrayForJungkook, and #HYBEExplainThis. Every army waited for a single update, but none came. The silence from HYBE became unbearable, fueling theories, panic, and tears. HYBE's internal staff later revealed that even the company's executives were in tears. Ban Se-hyuk, who had known Jungkook since he was a teenager, reportedly stayed in his office for hours, refusing to speak to the media. His only words to his team were chilling. "No one says anything until we're sure." So, what exactly were they trying to confirm? Was there something about Jungkook's health that had been hidden? Something connected to the extreme schedule, the physical demands, or perhaps an emotional breakdown too deep for the public eye? Every moment that passed felt heavier. Jin stayed at the hospital all night. Jimin called from overseas, his voice breaking as he asked the staff for updates. Taehyung was reportedly in tears on a video call, unable to contain his emotions. Even Yoongi, known for his stoicism, was seen leaving the HYBE building with red eyes. Whatever had happened, it was something none of them were prepared for. At dawn, a nurse was seen exiting the room where Jungkook was being treated, holding a piece of paper close to her chest. She didn't speak to the press, but she was crying. A fan who had waited all night said she heard her whisper. He opened his eyes. That moment sparked hope across the world. Was Jungkook awake? Was he fighting back? The question burned through every headline. Did Jungkook survive a medical emergency? Why did the doctor cry? What did HYBE see that made them break their silence? But the company's statement, when it finally came, only deepened the mystery. In carefully measured words, HYBE said, "We ask for your understanding and privacy regarding Jungkook's condition. He is currently under professional care, surrounded by family and members."
No confirmation. No denial.
Just an emotional wall that left the world gasping for clarity. And yet, one source claimed something different, that the reason for the tears was not loss, but relief. The doctor's breakdown, according to that insider, came after an hours-long emergency procedure where Jungkook's condition had suddenly turned around. The moment he showed signs of response, the tension that had been suffocating everyone in the room finally snapped. The doctor's tears, then, were not only of sorrow, but of indescribable relief. If that was true, it meant Jungkook had fought through something that could have gone the other way. Something that left even medical professionals shaken. What was it exactly? A sudden collapse? A severe reaction to fatigue? Or an underlying health issue no one ever knew about? As hours turned into days, armies around the world began to hold vigils. From Seoul to Los Angeles, from London to Jakarta, millions of fans prayed, sang, and waited for a sign. And that sign finally came, not from HYBE, not from the media, but from Jin himself. In a quiet post on Weverse, Jin wrote just one line: "He's stronger than any of us thought." It was enough. Within minutes, millions of fans broke into tears. The phrase became a rallying cry, spreading across social media like wildfire. The image of the doctor in tears, Jungkook's mother's trembling hands, HYBE's silence, it all led to that one moment of hope. Still, one question remains unanswered. What did Jungkook say when he opened his eyes? Rumors suggest he whispered something to his mother, something so emotional that it made her break down again. Some say he asked where Jin was. Others say he simply said, "I'm sorry." Whatever it was, it clearly carried the weight of everything he had been holding inside for months. The pressure, the expectations, the endless chase for perfection. It had all taken a toll far deeper than anyone realized. And as the story spread, the world learned a lesson that no fame or power can erase. Even idols, even legends, are human. Jungkook's struggle became a symbol of vulnerability, strength, and the invisible battles behind the stage lights. Now, every time fans replay his performances, they see more than just the golden magne. They see a man who fought for his life, a son who made his mother cry tears of both pain and gratitude, and a brother who made his bandmates remember what love truly means. The next time you hear Dr. Cries in Jungkook's mother's arms, remember, it wasn't just about pain. It was about survival, about the raw, unfiltered truth that behind every superstar, there's a beating heart fighting to stay alive for the people who love him. And as for HYBE, their tears, their silence, and their decision to protect Jungkook's privacy might just be their way of saying, this time, it's not about fame, it's about family. The world waits now, not for an announcement, but for a smile. Because when Jungkook finally steps out and faces ARMY again, it won't just be another comeback. It will be a miracle. Stay tuned. Keep your hearts open. And if you're reading this right now, leave a comment, send your prayers, and tell Jungkook what he means to you. Because sometimes words from the heart can reach even the quietest hospital room.